Okay, in this question, we need to identify the type of data that would be used to describe a response. And as you know, we have three types. Well, actually, we have two types of data. We have qualitative and quantitative. But for quantitative, we have either discrete or continuous. Qualitative data, these ones, are the ones that describe qualities. Something like your favorite food or names of banks or things that cannot be counted using a calculator. Quantitative, on the other hand, are the ones that use numbers, and they can either be discrete, and discrete means that they can be counted as whole numbers. Continuous are the ones that can assume an infinite number of values between any two numbers. You will see when we solve. Let's first look at the first one. Number of tickets sold at a concert. Number of tickets, this is quantitative data. So for sure this one will be quantitative. Quantitative. And is it discrete or continuous? Now you think about it. Can it be counted? Well, number of tickets, yes. You can say I sold, for example, 100 tickets or 200. You don't say 1.5 tickets were sold. It's always a whole number. It can never be something like a decimal. So this is why this would be quantitative and discrete. Okay, that's for the first one. Let's look at the second one, percent of body fat. This is percentage, and you know that percentage can be decimal also. So it's a number that can be a decimal. So this would be also quantitative, but because it can have decimals in it, you would say this one is quantitative continuous. And for the third one, your favorite baseball team. In this case, you will specify the name of a team, names of teams, or if you say male or female, or names of banks, or if you list your hobbies, or these are all qualities. So this will be qualitative data. This question is going to be qualitative. Now, the next one is time in line to buy groceries. You know, you stand in line and you wait until you buy. So the time that it takes you, you know that this time is not going to be an exact number like 1 minute or 2 minutes. It could be 1.5 minutes, 1.2 minutes. So because it can be a decimal, it's going to be, definitely it's quantitative. So quantitative. And because it can be a decimal, and it will be continuous. And the last one is also something that you can relate to. Number of students enrolled at Zayed University. Of course, we cannot have half a student. We have only whole numbers of students. And so since it's a number that can be counted and it's an exact number, that would be a quantitative and discrete, because it's always a whole number. But just remember that numbers are not always qualitative. You can have, for example, I can say here, if we add an F, which are ratings that you put, ratings of a movie, for example. When you rate a movie, you can say, I rate it on a scale of 1 to 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or your stay at a hotel, for example. You notice here that these numbers do not mean the real numbers that you can use your calculator for. These are just ratings. So we know that this number 1, for example, means that it's a poor movie. Number 5 means that it's an excellent movie. So even though it's numbers, but they are describing a quality. So this would be qualitative also. So this would be qualitative data. And always keep in mind this this table here. This table will always make you remember the different classifications of variables that of data that you can have. Remember, you can either have qualitative or quantitative, and for quantitative you have discrete. Those are the ones that can be counted as whole numbers, and continuous, those are the ones that can be decimals also. This ends the question.